Welcome to day 2 in this wonderful week of Webisodes, and Gail is back with me today.
Hi, and it looks like you two had fun yesterday.
We very much did, and today we have an absolutely gorgeous collection.
It's called Romantique, and it is just that. It has a very romantic, soft feel. Yeah. You're getting papers, dazzles, ribbons, and it's so beautiful.
And we've added other things too. Come play with us. So here is the collection. Whoops.
like we said, papers, ribbons, we have foiled fancies.
Well, let's start with the papers, because you know, that's just always our beginning point. These are hot off the press, so of course you're going to see the header with scrapbook page ideas, with card ideas, and on the back even more ideas. And you get a little peek at some of the coordinating pieces. Let me show you the papers. And
beautiful.
Aren't they? They are stunning. Our graphic designers are amazing.
They are.
And so there's the first sheet. These are 80-pound paper. They're double-sided, and they're gorgeous, as you can see.
We absolutely have to see the bottom left-hand corner, too. It's one of my favorite. I just love that sort of chalkboard image there, and that's beautiful.
Right, lots of things going on. You've got the color, you've got kind of stamping over the edge, you've got the chalkboard look, but the focus is really on the flowers and how beautiful. So if you like the lower left, you'll like the upper right, right? Okay, so then we have an all over floral, and there's text on top of that also, very pretty. And then we have a light blue, very tiny florals scattered all over that. And then surprise, we have a black and cream. And this is just a really stunning piece. And then we have some stripes, but we've added the florals in the upper right-hand corner.
Love that. That way you get more than one border sheet, which is wonderful.
And this could be, you know, the lower right corner. It could do lots of different things. And then look at this. Isn't that just gorgeous?
And this is so highly useful. I'm going to talk a little bit about how we can use that piece.
And then we're going to flip them over and let you see the back side. So we have that that black and cream, but this time in a cream and white with text over the top, and in the corners there are some swirls. So again, there's just more going on. Then we have the blue, and it's got some text over in the left-hand corner, again, with those swirls on top in white. And then we have just the chalkboard with those little areas that Gail likes so much. No doubt that was done to make her happy.
Perfect for pages and cards.
And then we have, again, that same tile piece, this time in pink tone on tone. And then we have it in a lime green tone on tone, works very well. And then we have that black and cream in a much smaller version, much smaller. So this will be really useful.
Right, and the ribbons that go with this set are soft and just perfectly coordinated to those papers. You're getting a nice wide pink crepe, you're getting a dotted sheer, you're getting, I've got to get to this one. I love this kind of a peachy pink glimmer ribbon, or glitter ribbon, velvet. So
it
that doesn't come off. And there's the glimmer ribbon in a kind of a pale yellow. Love that little surprise of gingham with a little brown on there, brown or black. And let's see, wait, I want to get through the ribbons first. You get an 1/8 inch grosgrain, a nice green sheer, a beautiful blue twill, and this nice bright pink, pale pink grosgrain. But you're also getting, now that is 11 36-inch ribbons, and then you're getting 2 twines, and these are 72 inches, so twice as much. You're getting baker's twine in a yellow and white, and then you get that great natural green twine.
So all of those. And we have Dazzles. Now there's something different with the Dazzles. You see the black one on the front. Well, we couldn't make up our mind, quite frankly. We thought it looked beautiful in both finishes, so we did one sheet in the black and one sheet in the gold pearl with silver foiling.
Genius.
And just really gorgeous. And so the packaging will show you, of course, both of them. Again, it's going to have an ID on the front, and another idea on the back, and we're going to show you those also.
Great. So mixing and matching those finishes.
Yeah.
And then we get foiled fancies. And these are the Swirls and Flourishes foiled fancies. There are 32 of these, and you know that these are embossed and they are die cut, and they're just beautiful. So they have that nice raised finish on there, perfect for sanding, for inking. You've got so many different sizes, and of course you're going to get ideas on the back for these as well.
Of course you are.
Okay.
Now as we get into things, we're also going to see this button. Our design team has fallen in love with these 28 Lilac Lane button bottles, but they have more than just buttons.
Right.
You can see that there are pearls in here, there are sequins.
You get some beads in there, a nice assortment, and I love that there's different colors so that you can take one bottle out and get pretty much all you need for a certain color combination.
And we were just delighted and surprised at how beautifully this collection goes with these Romantique papers.
Just perfect.
So Savannah Stroll is having a Romantique
connection
going on. Yeah. And then we've added some of the yellow flowers. These are 1.5 inches, 6 flowers, 6 ribbons. So you're going to see those. And there are a couple
leaves.
of 6 leaves. Did I? Okay. Yes. Thank you. And we're going to get into the project. So our first is a card, and this is only using the papers.
Just using the papers, and I like that focus is on here. Well, we have the ribbons as well.
Okay.
But you can really start with that piece that we talked about. I'm going to bring this in for a moment. So here is the page that has all of these separate pieces on here, and immediately when we saw these, we were all saying, oh, individual tiles, cut them out individually or cut them out close to this piece. You're going to have lots of different journaling opportunities for cards, for pages, and then you can just cut them out.
And what's gone on here is you can see the Everything Grows Better with Love, but the daisy has been cut out here.
Another one.
And
so you can cut
foam
out
taped.
So foam tape that in place. Take this piece and mat it on a couple of different pieces, but there's something else going on the front there. You noticed that this is actually tucked under that leaf, and I want to show you that just real briefly. So if we cut out the piece that's used on the front of the card, and I've already covered the card with green, we know that we're going to glue this piece on top of there. But before we do that, we want to cut that leaf separate just a little bit. So I've got my cutting mat. I'm going to take that off of the card. So do this before you put it on the card. I'm going to take my retractable pen knife and I'm going to cut around the leaf. And you don't really have to do much. It's just sort of around the bottom 2/3.
If this scares you, just look how easily she's doing that. She's not, she's just tracing right around the edge.
Just tracing around like I would use a pencil. I'm just going around the edge, and then I just lift it up. Now that's ready to slide that piece under. But I want to point out one more thing, and that piece is just going to be slid underneath there, and you'll see that. I keep looking at this butterfly and thinking, I really want the wings to come up separately on the butterfly. So this was not done on the card, but my thinking was, I just wanted to show you, go ahead and trace around the outer edges with your penknife. And I already did that. And then you can lift up those wings. And then what's really nice is that after you do that, you place that on your card, you can see the green through the card, and you've got nice lifted butterfly
You know, the
wings.
other thing is to do your technique that I've seen you do before is just to curve that over your finger.
Right, just sort of roll it.
Yeah, and let that be a little dimensional. So then you would have that curving a bit. And what I love about the finished piece is how that leaf looks so three-dimensional, just resting on that matted piece. Yeah, so you've got lots of options. Not bad for, you know, just a couple of sheets of paper.
Yeah.
Now we have also used both of the Dazzle sheets, and I can show them to you a little bit better this way. So we've actually taken them all off. Thank you, Lori, for doing that, and putting them on the black cardstock, just so you can see how beautiful they are, and did the same thing with the black pieces. We've joined them on this card, and you can see that beautiful edge at the top. We've got black Dazzles that have been backed on the papers. You can see that cute bicycle with butterflies fluttering, and
so
just
really
gorgeous.
simple to do. Placing it on cardstock and then just coloring it in with Spectrum Noir pens. And Lene used, I think it was Lene, used the pastel set. And one thing that I wanted to show, you can just start coloring in on the individual areas, and afterwards you're going to cut out close to the dazzle. Lene actually left just a tiny little bit of a white edge on there, so that makes a nice matted look. But you know, you can just real quickly go across like this, color in the flowers really quick, and then move on to another color. But there is another technique that she used, I believe, on the front, on that little tiny flower down at the bottom. If you want to show that. A little yellow flower for a second.
There's
so
that little
you see
yellow
how
flower.
it's blended really, really simply. I just want to show you how to do that. I'm going to place that on the cardstock, and I am going to start with the light color. So I've got like a light, I was going to use a light orange for this. Oh, wait, no, I was going to use the yellow, and they're always fun for me to open. And I'm just going to go across and do
You're not being very careful, are you?
I'm not.
You're just,
I've got the yellow in there, and now I've got the orange, so a little bit darker, and I'm just barely going to add it
into the center.
Just to the center of those. And I can just leave it like that. It just gives a nice little extra boost.
It does.
Or I can go back with the yellow and blend it even a little more, and it blends pretty nicely. You've just got a hint of darker color in the center.
I like that.
Good.
And then in the center, it looks like she's done some stickles.
Stickles.
Right.
Nice little pop of shine.
You can really see that edge. You know, I apologize. I did not show you the inside of the
I was kind of hoping you were going to.
So let me show you.
Because it's another opportunity.
Beautiful.
Right, just cutting out that piece close to the edge rather than just a square tile.
How pretty is that? This was cut out, and so is the butterfly, and you can see how the papers just create a wonderful backdrop.
Beautiful.
It's nice to have the dark and the light, just a really nice combination. Now we're going to move into scrapbook page, and this also combines both finishes of Dazzles into one project.
Right, and backing parts of those Dazzles on white cardstock and coloring them in with Spectrum Noir. I like that. You don't have to do the whole thing. You can just do little parts and pieces.
I also like this peeking underneath the matted photo. It just, you know, most of the time we kind of think, well, we're going to show the whole thing, but I think it's really nice to remember that.
It's not necessary. And the mix of Dazzles. So the black and the gold used together, and I love that you have both finishes in there.
And actually look at this beautiful spray. So use the black ones on the outside, and then I guess actually it's just one and the other, so.
I'd love to, look at this. This is the Dazzle, which actually, it has kind of, what do you call that, a signpost Dazzle, and it was backed on the black, and then the words were added on top. Great look.
Pretty.
But the background in particular, I want to look at, if we back out and show the whole thing, we've got that beautiful blue, but then you've got part of that border piece here. And I was thinking about how this was actually torn and placed there on the bottom, and okay, so I had this piece, which I accidentally pulled out really quick, and it just ripped off, and I go, oh, well, that's great. I'll use it for like this, and that's how simple it is. You can either do it this way to get that nice white edge on here, or pulling it up this direction all the way across. Now you have a black edge, and I believe that's what Lene did in this. And that's great.
And then having that go right across the edge, just really, really pretty. I like the lanterns hanging there, just dangling off the top. It does a nice job of filling that space. And we have, as I said, we've added some other things, and here's the first example. Thank you. We have added some doilies because the Romantique just sort of called for it. So we've got the 4-inch white heart doilies, and what I appreciate about these doilies is that they are deeply etched, and you get a lot of filigree, so as you can see.
And they are perfect for a background for layering these pieces. So again, one of those tile pieces cut out and then layered with some paper-backed Dazzles, flowers, buttons, and there's those foiled fancy.
There's the foiled fancy there and up top, and you can see the dazzles, the actual flowers, and the buttons from the Buttons Galore piece.
And the pearls. So, and also if we zoom in on the butterflies, those are the beads from that set just glued in place.
I didn't notice that.
Cute look.
Up there, down there, and up there. Very good. So just pour out some of the craft glue and just dip them in and tuck them on top. That works beautifully. And I do love the shine of the black against the gold. That's really, really nice.
Also, the buttons are done with the twine from the ribbon set. So you've got options there. You've got
just kind of threaded those through. Okay.
Nice collection.
We'll back up a little bit and just take a look at the inside. And so very simply done. The nice thing about the swirls and flourishes is that they make a really nice accent. And you can see you know, how they did on the front, the kind of swirling underneath, and on the inside kind of as an accent.
And I wondered if we mentioned the vellum yet. So I can see a little strip of the heart's vellum on this one and on the front as well. And when it's placed over, in this case it's placed over the blue paper, so you can just see this light hint of color back there.
And these vellums, there are 3 styles. They are white printed onto vellum, so the hearts and dots, the swirls, and just the dots. And the collection you'll get, I think it's 3 of each. These are 8.5 by 11. Vellum is kind of something that never goes away, so useful.
Well, it's so nice to add just a little touch of something soft. It really makes things look a little softer.
Right, exactly right. Now we're going to, speaking of soft and vellum and using everything, this page, which I think is stunning.
It is beautiful.
So taking the vellum and cutting that into a square and turning it on point to become a super mat behind this collection. So everything really is focusing, of course, on the photograph, as it should.
Plus you've got one of those large oval doilies, which is just a beautiful backdrop for that photo.
These are 6.5 by 10 oval doilies, again, very deeply etched in filigree. The nice thing about doilies, I have to tell you, is that they're inexpensive and you get 36 pieces. I mean, wow.
And when you look at this, well, okay, so the whole doily was used, but you can cut this into pieces and use just part of it on a card. I've done that, cut it in half many times.
And if you go back to the webisode that played April 1st, 2015, you'll see Penelope giving you a lesson in making a doily flower. Just wanted to throw that in, My granddaughter.
Penelope.
Okay. Okay, so we've got the vellum on point, we've got that doily, then we've matted our photograph. But look at what we've done with that. We've added this, the foiled fancies on the edges, and these have been sanded. So let's get in close to see that. And you're going to show us.
Go ahead and take a look, and I'm going to show you, because this is one of those, you've probably seen me do this 100 times. Just a sanding block, the foiled fancy, and look how quick. There, that end's done.
Yeah, I know. That's just all it takes.
Very simple and very beautiful.
Yes, and easy to do, as you said. So how gorgeous is that? Again, the collection of beads and sequins and buttons.
And bows.
And look at this little piece just going over, and we've added one of the ribbons on the edge. A small detail, but really, really nice.
So that's what's nice about the collection of ribbons, is that you've got several selections. There's the twine, there's that glitter velvet, there's the crepe.
And over on this side, you can see the twine, or the baker's twine in there, the flowers.
So just start layering with all this. That's what I love about the collection. You can start adding all of these different elements, and everything goes together so well.
And you can see the collection there, the Dazzles down here, as well as the foiled fancy.
Right, using the border Dazzles, just one strip of it here. Because they come in 6-inch lengths, you can do 12 all the way across, or you can just do one piece.
And I think that's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So from the left side at the bottom, from the right side at the top.
And that way we're not blocking the beautiful artwork from here. So that's a great look. And you actually have the companion page.
I do. Here's the companion page. So with the companion page, we use the same elements, but we simplify. So we've got that diamond of vellum. We've got the foil fancies. This time they're a little more prominent. They're really kind of really showcasing right above just a smattering of Dazzles and more of the buttons and another one of those pieces that we've used.
Great combinations. They're absolutely beautiful together.
And so I hope you agree that the Romantique collection is just a treasure.
It is.
And we'll see you tomorrow with something very special.
Yeah, we're going to get all blingy tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to be wearing it too.
Okay.
See you then.